Imagine learning from a compassionate badass. Dr. Alice Mackinnon is a writer, emotional coach, and a self-described stillness ninja who has spent decades helping people find their center in the middle of the storm. With a PhD in adult education and a life spent mastering mindfulness, qigong, and coaching, Alice doesn't just teach well-being. She embodies it, and she is a compassionate badass. She's also the co-creator of our Wise Woman in Resonance program, and she's on a mission to help women stop shrinking, stop rushing, and start leading from a place of quiet, unshakable authority. Whether she's riding a wave or facilitating a rites of passage, Alice reminds us that our stories are medicine and our presence is our power. Alice, my wife, welcome to the
Hello
pod.
again. Hello again, Jennifer, my wife.
Oh, we are co-hosting our Wise Woman in Residence program. And I really wanted to speak onto this because this is big. I'm 65,
Mm,
you're 63.
mm.
We are living this era.
We
So
are. We really are, aren't we, Jen?
yes,
Mm.
we are. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, we're relishing it.
Ah,
Yeah,
I wish people could feel how exciting it is to be in this vibe of what it is to just be living this era of our life, this chapter of our life, versus thinking we're stuck or lost or something.
yeah, it is extraordinary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, but let's go a step behind first.
Mm.
I wanted to start with the fact, because you are a mindfulness queen, and you talk about mindfulness as a martial art.
Yeah.
How does being a stillness ninja, that's what we're going to as we age, how does it help a woman hold her ground when the world around her is demanding her to be loud, especially at the moment, or frantic?
Yeah. Yeah. Mindfulness as a martial art is a phrase that I coined. We talk about, I love words. So, I've got all
You
these
love words.
Stillness Ninja, mindfulness as a martial art, gritty mindfulness,
Compassionate
well-being,
badassery, you've got them
compassionate
all.
badassery. I've got it all going on. Because there's an element of mm, total commitment to engaging, to showing up. That's the badassery side of it. Yep, not flinching, not excusing, not armoring, not but working, and this is where mindfulness as a martial art comes into it, working with mindfulness as an ongoing life practice. Yeah, it's not something we master and then be done with it. It's not an A to B destination. It's a living practice that helps us to come back to our center in any moment. Yeah, when things and I'm not suggesting that, I'm capable, or unless you were the Dalai Lama or a very, adept monk or nun, that you can stay in that place. But it gives us the tools to come back to that place of groundedness, centeredness, steadiness, calmness over and over and over again. So it's like doing a martial art. It is that discipline to the practice. It's the commitment to the rigor of it. It is the joy of it too. Let's not forget the joy of it, and the joy that arises when we practice it. But it is not something we master and move on from. It is something that is a continual living practice, and we evolve ourselves and we evolve the practice as we go. Mm.
Mm.
And in these times where there is so much shouting, loudness, demanding, and so much frantic busyness, I can think of no other place that I want to come back to and live from than that place of feeling my feet on the ground, connection with Mother Earth and the patterns of nature, showing up entirely present to people and allowing myself to surf those waves of energy and flow with rather than resist, run away, shout louder, spin my wheels busier and busier, all of which I have done in my life. So when I speak of this stuff, it's not coming from a place where I was raised in an ashram and in fact, so far from that. I have spun my wheels so hard and fast over 20 years through my 40s and 50s, no, my 30s and 40s, that I was just leaving a trail of smoke behind me. Mm. If
Mm.
I can engage with this living practice, anybody can.
Yeah, you raise a really good point. Like my spiritual teacher used to kick people out of the ashram
Mm,
because she said anyone could be calm in the ashram. The
mm,
thing is to learn to take those practices and meditations, all that stillness out into the real world. And that's what you work with people to give them skills and to be able, and it's what part of a huge part of what we're teaching in our Wise Woman in Residence program is to
it absolutely,
embody that presence
yeah,
as we age, because yeah, anyone can be calm in the bloody temple.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely, Jen. That's what we're doing. That's why we've created this program. That's what you and I are practicing. That's what we're sharing with women. Uh, I was only thinking about it earlier this week because I teach Qigong and yoga in a community centre, an everyday community centre on the Northern Gold Coast. It's quite an old community centre now. It's about 20 years old, and it's a little bit like somebody said it, this is a bit like the poor cousin of the modern community centres. And I said back to them, yeah, from the outside, it looks like that. But when you walk in that door, look at this beating heart of the families who come here, the children who come here, the caregivers who come here, the mums, the dads, the grandparents. And, I teach Qigong and yoga in a hall that's at the back of at the center. The 2 mornings I teach those classes there, there's a family hub running, there's singing, there's kids, there's this, there's that, there's games going on. It's all happening in the front of that big area of the community center. And my people who come for yoga and Qigong have to walk through that and come to hall three, just tucked at the back. And the sound permeates for a while when we're in there. And it's a basic room. There's nothing special about that room. And that's why I love teaching there, because we're not separating ourselves from the rest of the community center. We're not separating ourselves a lot from the rest of the world. We are practicing with what we've got.
Hmm.
And that to me is, real life yoga and qigong. And you see those amazing Tai Chi classes running in cities. All those beautiful older people doing Tai Chi. We saw it when we went to Sydney, in the heart of the Darling Harbour, and there's planes going over, there's cars coming past, there's people walking past, and there they are doing their Tai Chi. That is everyday mindfulness as a martial art. In the midst of all that, we still know how to practice to bring ourselves back to this inner silence and peace and steady. And that resonates out.
In my TED talk, I talked about the importance of being the wise women, being the calm in the chaos.
Mm.
And that's what we love to nurture within women, because a woman doesn't, we don't just share our wisdom with words, obviously in a platform like this. However, in day-to-day life, I think so often, of the nonnas, you ask them, the nonnas of Italy, you ask them something, or, I do so much work up in Asia.
Mm.
ask a question, say something, and they'll just be this,
There's no rush.
and then they answer, and it's like, whoa, they whack you around the head as they answer. It's like, whoa, where did that come from? It's
Yes.
the depth that can only be there if we are calm. Do you think?
Absolutely. Or we're able to regulate our nervous systems. So the calm in the chaos, um, that notion that you and I have been working with, that concept, is so critically central to what we're doing in those programs,
Hmm.
in the Wise Woman in Residence in particular. A steady nervous system is contagious. Calm is contagious.
Yeah.
So, as women, if we can walk into the world, the chaotic, rushing, loud world, cultivating calm within us, the people that we encounter and who encounter us, that energy ripples out. It's contagious. Yep.
Same as hate and chaos is contagious.
Exactly right.
Mm.
And if we can maintain our center from the inside out, that sense of spaciousness and stillness, and there is a deep, well, it's self with a capital S, that deep inner trust in that ancient deep knowing and wisdom within us. If we have the means, the practices that help us to hold that wherever we go, in our families, in our workplaces, community groups, sports groups, going shopping, wherever we are, holding that calm, people notice, people feel that.